Hi friends, welcome back. Today is the first day of fall and I'm pretty happy about that. I am a pumpkin everything kind of girl and today we're going to be baking pumpkin bread. This pumpkin bread is very special to me because it comes from a family that I absolutely love. That's been a part of my life since I was a child. They sent me this family recipe. I've never baked it before, but I know if Kels says it's good, it's going to be dynamite. So let's get started. We're going to make her family's pumpkin bread. We're going to start out. Let me tell you everything that you need. You need 3½ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt. You're going to need 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, and you're going to need 2 teaspoons of nutmeg. You have 3 cups of sugar going in. That's your dry ingredients. Now for your wet ingredients, you're going to need 2 cups of pumpkin, 100% pumpkin. Make sure you don't buy the pumpkin pie filling. It'll just say on the can 100% pumpkin. 4 eggs, and you'll need those beaten before you add them. A teaspoon of vanilla. You're going to need a cup of oil and 2/3 cup of water. The first thing that you do is you mix all of your dry ingredients together in one bowl. So in goes my flour with my sugar. I'm probably going to have to get a bigger bowl here. I had to grab a bigger bowl. When it's all together, that's a whole lot of flour and sugar. That's all right. So we've got our sugar and flour. We're going to go ahead and add our cinnamon, our nutmeg, our salt, and our baking soda. Now I'm just going to mix, ooh, that baking soda's stuck up in there. There we go. Now I'm just going to mix that all together just to incorporate it. Just with a fork. And set that aside. Now the next thing I'm going to do is beat my eggs because we want them to be beat a little when we add them to our recipe. I'm going to go ahead and mix that up a little bit. Pumpkin makes everything better, guys. Let me tell you, this recipe comes from my friend, I told you, Kelly. We've been friends since we were kids. And if I could tell you the stories of the messes we got into as kids, you wouldn't even believe some of them. But I am going to tell you one, so Kelly, you better shut your ears. We were young girls, I don't know, maybe 12, 13. Her dad pastored our church. And they lived in the parsonage down their street just a little bit. And I was over there all the time. And one Sunday morning, now this was back in the days when girls, if they dressed up in a dress, they wore a slip underneath. One Sunday morning, we were running late to Sunday school. And we knew that we had to get there. Next thing you know, we're just booking. And I mean booking down the street to get to church on time. And all of a sudden, Kelly just screams out, "Jeannie, stop!" And I stopped and I'm like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "My skirt." She didn't have anything but her slip on. She literally forgot her skirt. So we laughed, of course, all the way back to the house. She had to get dressed and return to church. And I think we were a little bit late, but I'm telling you, times like that, you don't ever forget. I could keep them coming, but we'd be laughing all night. Good times there, people, good times. So you can see why this recipe means so much to me. There's nothing like cooking and baking with friends. Kelly has been a good cook, good baker all her life. It was nothing for her to run to the house and whip up some Mississippi mud or something like that good. We just get craving something and be like, let's go bake it. So we've spent all of our lives baking and having a good time like that together. Now I'm going to mix this up really good, combine it. Once the dry ingredients are mixed with the wet ingredients, we'll slow this beating process down just a little bit, because then all we'll want to do really is incorporate it. Let me scrape my bowl. I grew up with a whole lot of good bakers around me, and I would love to get some more from different families that I grew up around, because I guess when you go to people's houses or they come to your house, those recipes that they baked and cooked for you bring back such great memories of your childhood. And I had so many women in my life back then that were like mentors to me that bakes very well. So if your mama was in my life as a child, please send me something you'd like to see me bake of hers. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to mix in the dry and the liquid together. And usually I would mix this dry into this liquid, but because of the fact that my bowl wasn't quite big enough, this will work out fine. Little at a time going in, just mixing it good. Woo! Pour that one on my mixer. Let me get this mixed. Now this is going to make 2 9 by 5 inch loaves. So I know it looks like a lot and you're like, woo, that's a whole lot of batter. And it is. We're going to end up with 2 9 by 5 loaves. I'm going to scrape the rest of this out. But first I want to, woo, my bowl's always moving on me. I think I need to start sitting a mat under it before we even get started. Smells so good, you guys. And to celebrate the first day of autumn here, we have some very nice weather here in Kentucky. It's so cool and nice. It feels so much like autumn. Besides knowing that it's autumn, it's just made it perfect. Let's get this all incorporated. I could almost have gotten my stand mixer out for this, but it's not going to need that much beating, I don't think. Scrape down the sides. Always important when you're baking to make sure that you scrape down the sides and scrape the bottom of your bowl to make sure that all your flour's incorporated well. And I believe we've got it. Okay, let me get these beaters out. Set my mixer aside. Now I've already greased and floured 2 9 by 5 inch loaf pans. So we're going to pour these in and try to pour them evenly. If you're afraid they won't be even for you when you bake yours, you can actually get a scale out if you wish to, but I'm not going to go that far with it. So here we go, filling our loaf pans. I'll try to get them as even as possible. This bowl's heavy. Should have got that grandson in here to pour these into the pan. I'll be making some more pumpkin recipes for us within the next, well, in the following weeks ahead. Just about everything I have planned will be pumpkin for at least the next 3 weeks, because I know that this is everybody's favorite flavor this time of year. So I'm going to jump on the wagon and get y'all all pumpkin up and bake together. Don't that sound good? All right. We're putting these in the oven at 350 degrees, and they're going to bake for 45 to 60 minutes. I'm going to say it's probably going to be around 50 minutes. I'm going to throw them in the oven, and I'll be back with you guys when it's time to pull them out. these. Oh, they smell so good. Oh, mercy. If my friend was here right now to share this with. They smell so good. We're gonna let them cool, and then I'm gonna cut one and let you see what it looks like on the inside. This house smells amazing, guys. Well, people, we're about to cut this bread, and I just cannot wait. It smells so very, very good. And I can tell you right now, it's gonna be very moist and delicious. Isn't that pretty? Look at this loaf. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm gonna give it a little taste test. I can already tell it's good. Now I got an end piece here. I usually leave those for somebody else. Piney. Oh, let me tell you. That's really good. Really, really good. Well, another winter recipe. You guys try this out. Kel, thanks for sharing this recipe with us. With whoever wants to bake it, you will love it. It's really good. I gotta have one more bite of that. That was good. Thanks for joining us, friends. Look at that. That's beautiful. Bake this bread and be blessed.